Have you ever imagined, in the corners of the earth, far from the hustle and bustle of humans, there are phenomena that even the most brilliant scientists can only fall silent and admit defeat? What is really happening in those places? Hello, welcome to Untold Past. Today, we will step into the 5 most mysterious locations on this planet. Places where the laws of physics seem not to apply, and the universe appears to be playing with our logic. Modern science has taken humans to the moon, even tried to touch the edge of the solar system. But strangely, there are several phenomena here on Earth that still remain puzzles. Things that happen repeatedly, captured on camera, witnessed by hundreds of people, yet not a single professor or researcher can provide a definite answer. Are you ready to discover the 5 most absurd phenomena that science still cannot explain? Let's begin this journey. Slowly, imagine you're walking through a barren desert. The scorching sun burns your skin. Then, suddenly in the distance, you see flames emerging from behind the rocks. Strangely, the fire doesn't burn anything around it. And even stranger, the fire emerges from within the water. In a U.S. national park, specifically in an area known as Shoshone National Forest, there is a small waterfall. However, it's not the water that makes this place famous. Behind that water curtain, there's a cave that emits an eternal flame. This phenomenon is known as the Eternal Flame Falls. This flame is said to have been burning for hundreds of years, even before modern humans discovered electricity. Scientists initially thought this was just a natural gas leak, but after research, the amount of gas escaping shouldn't be enough to sustain the flame for that long. There's something mysterious underground there. Whatever it is, to this day, no one can explain why that small flame behind the waterfall never extinguishes, even during the worst blizzards. Is this just a geological coincidence, or is there another force keeping it alive? Now, we fly north to the cold regions of Canada. There's a valley that locals avoid approaching at dusk. Its name is Nahanni Valley. This place is referred to as the Valley of Ghosts. But ghosts aren't the strangest thing here. There's a visual phenomenon that baffles meteorologists. Above this valley, clouds move in very strange patterns. They don't follow the wind direction. They seem to have a consciousness of their own. Sometimes they cluster, forming whirlpools. Sometimes they split in two and then merge again. Even more mysterious, there's a low humming sound, often recorded in this valley, precisely when those clouds begin to dance. Some researchers say this is a topographic effect, but local indigenous people have another story. They say the valley is where nature's guardian spirits gather. Are those clouds just an ordinary optical illusion, or is there something far greater that we're trying to understand? That humming sound feels like nature's whisper that we haven't yet been able to translate. Now, imagine yourself in the middle of the open sea on a moonless night, pitch black, tense suddenly, as far as the eye can see. The sea water turns a bluish milky white, glowing in the dark. This is not the usual glowing waves we know as by. This is a phenomenon called the Milky Sea or Milky Sea effect. This phenomenon is extremely rare. Ancient sailors considered it a bad omen, but in 1995, a British merchant ship managed to record this event in the Indian Ocean, near Somali waters. They reported that for hours, the sea around the ship looked like a snow-covered meadow glowing dimly. The water wasn't wavy, just shining. Scientists suspect this is the result of billions of glowing bacteria working together. But the problem is, to create light as wide as a football field, 2,000 of square kilometers, it would require energy and a number of bacteria. That's impossible to exist in the ocean. And to this day, not a single professional camera has managed to capture this phenomena up close in high quality. Is nature deliberately hiding it from us, or are we simply not worthy of seeing it yet? Finally, we enter the heart of the dense Amazon jungle. In Peru, there's an ancient legend about the boiling river. For centuries, treasure hunters and scientists dismissed it as mere myth. It's impossible to have such a hot river in the middle of the jungle, far from active volcanoes. But in 2011, a geologist named Andres Rousseau finally found it. The river really exists. Its water reaches 86 degrees Celsius, nearly boiling. Any animal that falls into it dies instantly. Strangely, there's no volcanic activity around that location. Earth's heat usually comes from magma beneath volcanoes, but here, there are no volcanoes. So where does the heat come from? Several theories have emerged, but none can prove it absolutely. This river flows calmly, carving its path through the jungle, as if guarding a great secret it doesn't want to share with humans. For the local tribe, this river is the breath of a giant dragon sleeping beneath the earth. 5 places, 5 phenomena, and 1 similarity. No definite explanation. Science has indeed advanced rapidly, but this universe is vast and full of secrets. Perhaps some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only to be admired and respected. What do you think? Will we one day find the answers? Or is it better to let them remain mysteries? If you enjoy these unsolved world mysteries, stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll uncover other mysteries that are even stranger and darker. See you on the next journey.